To scan the spleen and dorsal recumbency, we're first going to start by selecting our abdominal preset and placing our probe subxiphoid with the cranial indicator pointing towards the patient's head. We're going to hold tight to the left ribs as they guide us slightly caudal, and we will then first land onto spleen. We're going to keep holding tight to those left ribs until the spleen either runs out or you start to notice splenic parenchyma in your dorsal field. You'll turn into transverse, turning your indicator towards the right side of the abdomen, and adjust your depth so we can see all the way down to that most dorsal portion of spleen being the head of the spleen. You'll fan through cranial to caudal until it fully goes away. Once you're done there, you'll head back into the sagittal plane, going back a little bit to that xiphoid area where we first found spleen. You'll then decrease your depth, and as you move caudal to the abdomen, fan through left to right to find which way the spleen is moving. If it gets narrow in your spectrum, then you know it's not moving in that direction. If it starts to get wider in your spectrum, that's truly the course it is traveling. And then you'll keep going all the way caudal until you identify the splenic tail. Once seen, you'll turn into transverse with your cranial indicator going to the patient's right side and fanning all the way back through the spleen, moving your probe back to that left cranial quadrant where we were able to identify the head of the spleen. And that's how you scan through the spleen and dorsal recumbency.